My name is Ken Vickerstaff. I'm a local full-time resident. I'm a business owner. I also serve in a capacity as Director of Marketing of our Old Town Natural Market that we just recently opened. Thanks for the business. It helps. We give back every penny of profit to local charities that we make. Josh, I got a couple of questions. I'll email them too so you can have them. How many 93,000 square foot stores has Wal-Mart built in communities of 12,000 or less in the last 10 years? How many are still open? Your Wall Street per linear foot national average is quoted as $434 per square foot, which would ostensibly say this store would do $40 million. What is your rural store combined average, and why would we believe that $40 million per year would be quoted? You stated that this is all coming out of your own pocket. The current site that's cited shows obvious CDOT things that have to be done for ingress and egress. Whether that's $1 million or 4.8 or 5 million, is Walmart still prepared to invest that to put that store in this community? We adopted 2006 design guidelines, international design guidelines for our business building protocols. I presume that those will be fully enforced. Categories of commerce. David, you have mentioned already that autos and tires and so forth were off the plate as a category. How did that category come off the plate if it did? I challenge the county to match the city in a non-rebate platform. You've got 2% of sales tax that I guess you have the right to vote on as well, even though this is on city property. So that would be great to see Clifford and Michael and Steve reaffirm what the city's done and said we won't come with rebates. And Josh, you said you don't need them. Lastly, I called on Sam Walton, Josh. I rode in his pickup truck. I petted his dog, Old Roy. This Walmart isn't Sam Walton's Walmart.
My name is Robin Kuntz. I'm a full-time resident of Pagosa Springs. I raised my family here. I manage an apartment complex here. I see residents every day of my apartment complex who don't have jobs, who cannot pay their rent. It breaks my heart when I see people move out of my buildings because they can't pay their rent, and the rents there are low. We're not low income, but we're low rents. When people say $8 or $9 an hour is not enough, that's $8 or $9 an hour more than what they're making when they're sitting at home because they can't find a job. I hear so many people talk about how bringing Walmart into our community will destroy the town of Pagosa Springs. If a building will destroy the town of Pagosa Springs, this is not the town I thought it was. To me, the heartbeat of this town is every single individual who lives in this town, who is sitting in these chairs, who is standing here because they all care about what's happening to the community. We are the heartbeat because we all make our individual choices. Bring Walmart here. If you don't want to shop there, don't walk through the doors. But don't take my choice away because you don't want it. I walk into the grocery store and I spend too much money on things that I know what they cost if I go to Durango. I buy things off the internet, and many of you do also, because you can't get it in town or it's too expensive in town. It's cheaper to buy it off the internet and pay somebody to ship it to you. Don't take away the choices of the heartbeat of this town because you're afraid of one building. Everybody's afraid the town would fall apart when the first fast food joint came in. All of a sudden we were going to be a town of fast food and fat and unhealthy and sitting around. It hasn't destroyed our town. It gave you another choice. Most of the people who were so against that when it came in, I see you in the drive-thru.
My name is Bruce Bailey, and my wife and I are full-time residents of Pagosa Springs. And we live in Aspen Village. Now, Aspen Village is where Walmart is going, and Walmart is going to be built in our backyard. If you go to Sears, Or if you go to Family Dollar store, you know where Aspen Village is. It's not Aspen Springs. We look out our backyard and we've got a beautiful view of Pinyon Lake and the mountains. And now we're going to have a beautiful view of Wal-Mart. There's 5 homes in Aspen Village and we own one of them, unfortunately. The fine people in this room that are for Wal-Mart, how would you feel if Wal-Mart was in your backyard? Mr. Josh, when you go home, please tell your superiors and your boss that Pagosa Springs does not want Wal-Mart.
No.
My name is Terry Miller, and I'm a full-time resident of Pagosa Springs, and I'm opposed to Wal-Mart and every other big box that could possibly want to come here. I agree that we need competition for our local grocery store, and I think that there are other solutions. Wal-Mart is not the solution, it's part of the problem. They're going to create jobs that are substandard, jobs that people are still not going to be able to survive on. And don't believe for a minute that any of the profits are going to stay here. They're going to go to corporate. One of the largest corporations in the world, who is controlling our governments, who owns our politicians, who is causing the problem that's going on with our country right now, this whole economic mess that it's in, because of a bunch of greedy, 1% of the population, greedy corporations. And none of the money is going to stay here. So don't think that that's going to benefit us. And the jobs are going to be substandard. The 200 jobs that they promised to create, how long exactly is that going to last after the new wears off? How many of those people are going to get laid off? And are those people going to be provided with affordable insurance? That's the key. And that's the complaint of most Walmart employees, is they can't even afford the insurance that Walmart offers. So that's going to accomplish nothing. Yes, we need competition, we need choices, but we need to create something that is not a big box and not corporate and not profits going everywhere else but here. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mark Weiler. Thank you very much, Council, for giving us the opportunity to address you and share some of our concerns. I know this is supposed to be either pro-Walmart or anti-Walmart. I'm neither. I'm pro-Pagosa. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-future. At the end of the day, I want to tell you my first experience in this community. I came here in 1996, and I've been on the board of directors of a company here, and Pat tells me, he said, you have to go to Goodman's. Goodman's is a retail experience that I've never seen around the world. And I went into Goodman's and I met a woman. Her name is Janet. And I said, I've never been here. Somebody that lives here told me I should walk around and that this is a great experience. And I said, show me the things that are special here. And she goes, well, do you like Stetson hats? Do you like Pendleton jackets? I said, I've never even seen a Pendleton jacket. I said, well, let me show you one. This is in the mid-90s. Now, I've been a resident here since 2001. All the furniture in my house came from handcrafted interiors. One of my favorite places to eat here is the Pagosa Bakery. Now, there's bakery all over this town. Why is that special? It's because they're special. We have a plethora of options, lots of things. Most people look at Pirelli and say, my goodness, have they been successful? Why? It's because we've asked for help here. And this is the thing that I see in Pagosa that sometimes makes me ponder. We are such strong, rugged individualists that sometimes we have a tough time saying, can I have a little help? I don't exactly know how to grow my business. I can tell you that Rich Lindblad, Patsy Lindblad, the CDC, they were one of the original consultants to Pat and Linda when they first came here, before I came here. I can tell you that Ed Moreland, Region 9 Economic Development, has done more to help us grow our business here. How about Joe Keck? Fort Lewis Small Business Development Corporation. If you want a business plan, marketing plan, research, it's there for the asking. We got our first grant, Jobs Creation Grant. Thank you.
I am pro Walmart. I'm pro American. Everybody, every business has a right to open up a business where they want to. And I think it would be to our benefit to have Walmarts here so we can have a choice. I've lived here all my life. My folks come here in the 1500s. That's when Pagosa Peak was 2 inches tall. But to make a long story short, Walmart needs to be here. We need to have choices. If we want to go to Walmart's at 3 o'clock in the morning, we ought to have that opportunity. This is America. It's free enterprise, and Walmart's needs to be here too. Just like any other business that wants to come to Pagosa should have the opportunity to come here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anita. I'm a third generation of 5 generations of Pagosa. You say shop Pagosa first. Where do we shop? I'm low income. I'm a minority. You say shop Pagosa. I went to go get my son a pair of pants, $45. For one pair of pants, he needed school clothes. He needed t-shirts. He needed tennies. I couldn't get him a pair of tennies here in Pagosa. I ended up having to go to Durango. Anything that we do, major grocery shopping, we go to Sam's. We go somewhere else. Keep the tax dollars here. Keep our families here. Keep our money here. That's why we're here, is to grow and to continue and keep our children here. All of my family is still here except for 3 families out of 8 kids. Because this is Pagosa. This is where we come from. Any store isn't going to change that. It's going to make us grow and make us better.
My name is Lauren Muir, and I moved to Pagosa Springs about 8 months ago. And I moved to Pagosa Springs because the second I drove over that last hill coming from Durango Airport, I saw the San Juan Mountains. I didn't see any Walmart, Target, any other big box landscape. I saw mountains. The second I drove over that last hill, this was the place for me, and is the place for me and my sister as well. I would hate to see a landscape of concrete buildings. We have mountains here. Okay, we have mountains here. Let's keep them here, not big box or Walmart. I'm against Walmart.
David Shanson-Baker. I live on Lewis Street. I'm disappointed with the lack of transparency involved with this very fundamental issue, and one public forum in a room that fits half the people that want to come see here is not. You've evidently been pursuing Walmart for years, and you used the desperate economic times to convince 251 people to overturn the very well thought out big box regulations 2 years ago. I think, Daryl, you were on that big box task force, so I don't know if it was overzealous and overdone back then. One of the reasons my wife and I decided to move here and become Pagosans in 2006 was because we saw a community coming together and planning its future in a proactive way. It's been sad to see how quickly this council has been willing to throw all that positive energy away. Pursuing Walmart goes against the town's and the county's goals set out in the Comprehensive Plan of '06 and the Region 9 Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy of 2011 that pledged to, quote, retain and help expand unique and independent local businesses, encourage a diverse economic base, and contribute to the small town character and uniqueness of Pagosa Springs. Not to mention the public support of the CDC and its mission to support small businesses. I'm glad that we have town council elections coming up in April, because I think it's time to start regaining control of what we want this community to be going for.
Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Dan Park, and I'm a resident. I've been here since 1979. I've got a business in town. It's been here for 30 years, and so I've been around. I can tell you one thing. My customers are from out of this area, and nearly to a person, they do not want to see Wal-Mart come here. These are people from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. They're coming here because it is refreshingly, it's a beautiful place. And another thing that can be said is, we look around tonight, obviously there's a lot of emotion packed around this issue, but we have a lot of great people in this room that are willing to look forward to a future. It's been spoken to by many people about looking forward and having great ideas come out of this. So if nothing else, this is fantastic that all these people are motivated and are speaking their minds, and some change, may come to the good. All right, I'd like to say I would like to encourage the town council to use the CDC, the Community Development Corporation, for its intended purpose to bring new jobs and business to Pagosa Springs. Unfortunately, the CDC is already maxed out, as stated by CDC Director Rich Lindblad at the last CDC meeting, and the current focus going forward will be to help business survive the Wal-Mart onslaught. As a recent study done by Hunter College in New York confirms, small businesses are indeed driven out by Wal-Mart openings. And many of our fellow business owners who have been in business, as I have for many, many years, are going to lose a lot of their people. The 200 jobs that are created pretty much flatlines, and 200 are lost. Walmart's predatory record of driving small business out of town and paying below poverty level wages will only contribute to our current economic woes. Our community relies on its small town atmosphere to generate the, quote, refreshingly authentic environment that we all treasure. How can we entice high-tech startups? Not to mention become a world leader in geothermal and sustainable energies. We can dare to be creative and bold community and stand up to big box invader. We can be proud of our caring small town values and remember that they don't sell small town quality life on the Walmart shelf.
My name is Byron Dobbs. I've been coming to Pagosa for about 30 years now. About 15 years ago, we bought some property out north of town here at the San Juan River Village. So we're a part of the 85% non-represented residents of Archuleta County. So speaking on behalf of our people, I would like to say I support Wal-Mart. Fortunately for me, for the first 5 years I lived here, I left town every Monday and came back every Friday. And if I wanted to, I could make a Sam's run or a Walmart run or a Target run or whatever I needed to do while I was out of town on business. But now that I'm not doing that anymore, we have to go to Durango. An hour and a half drive sometimes. Some people are saying 200 jobs that pay $8 an hour is not worth having here. I know a lot of people.
Hey, he's speaking. Come on, be polite.
I know a lot of people that would like to have a job of any kind, much less whether it was $8 an hour or $25 an hour. Our construction industry is suffering. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. I think we had like 45 construction permits last year. That's not enough to sustain this town. We need to bring some jobs in. We need to get that going. We need to see the tax money that's leaving right now and going to Durango and Albuquerque and Farmington stay here in this town. So I very much support Wal-Mart and hope they will continue with their plans to be here.
My name's Tony Toller, and I didn't intend to speak tonight, but I had a little bit different experience. We came from a California small valley, much like Pagosa. It survived and was beautiful in its tourism and in the surrounding countryside. the town's fathers, again against the wishes of most of the community members, decided to bring in an outlet mall. Not Walmart, granted. Similar idea. They were trying to bring in revenue, trying to build jobs, trying to build on the tourism base. The outlet mall was built. They promised, we will build it to complement the local architecture. It will benefit, it will look good in the community. They did keep those promises. It was a very nice looking complex. Within 2 years, the complex was empty. The businesses all folded. They were all empty. They were then trying to get renters, businesses, anything to come in and inhabit those empty businesses in the outlet mall. They had everything from college extension offices to karate studios, to you name it. A small portion of the outlet mall was occupied at the end of 2 years. This did not help the community. The outlet mall was basically empty. There were many letters to the editor being written from tourists who had been to our small town many times over the past years, and they came and they said, we will no longer be coming. This town is no longer what I remembered it to be. It no longer has a special appeal. Now, in my opinion, Pagosa does not survive off of retail sales. It survives off of tourism. And if